Curious about synchronicities and how they can add more magic to your life? Then this video is for you. Welcome to the channel, folks. My name's Fola, and here on Deep Mind Squared, we talk all things magical practices and altered states. And my hope is to help you expand your consciousness through sharing stories, knowledge, and techniques. Have you ever had an experience where life seemed to be going so well, it seemed as though you were dreaming? Maybe you've seen patterns throughout the day, these repetitions that come in the form of seeing multiple numbers, overhearing conversations that mirror what you've just been thinking about, or maybe seeing ads on your social media about different topics or material that you've just been talking about with a friend. Themes that seem to be so perfectly aligned, it must be more than just coincidence. If so, you most likely have experienced what psychoanalyst Carl Jung coined a synchronicity. According to Jung, a synchronicity is a series of circumstances or events that appear to be meaningfully related, though lack any causal connection. A great example is meeting someone, and in conversation, it turns out you have many of the same interests and life experiences. For instance, maybe you both grew up in the same neighborhood, you both lived overseas, and have found similar interests in terms of your hobbies or career choices. Another example is the simple pattern repetition, where you notice repeating numbers like 1111 or 333 on your clock, or an image of an animal that seems to be popping up everywhere you look. Carl Jung knew there was no such thing as a coincidence. And in my personal opinion, I would have to agree. When we begin to accept that life is operating in a magical way, we start to see the doors of infinite possibilities open and are able to bring more connection and joy into our lives. So why exactly would you want to embrace synchronicities in yours? Seeing that everything happens for a reason and that you are being guided on your path can be enlivening. By embracing the synchronicities of life, you're showing the universe that you are open to receiving the blessings it wants to gift you. It takes courage to acknowledge the synchronicities, and many people would prefer to see the world as a cruel place, one to be feared. By embracing the magic of synchronicities, however, you're telling your body and your nervous system that it's safe to experience life. And this is not to say that everything is going to go the way you want. Sometimes horrible things happen to us. We can choose, however, to see these as opportunities of learning and evolve our consciousness. And overall, synchronicities may decrease anxiety and low mood by giving us a spark of life once again. Some people who experience symptoms of depression and anxiety may be going through a very dark period where life seems pointless. Synchronicities may be a doorway if held in a neutral, unattached way, meaning it's best to not become hyper-focused on seeking out these patterns, but rather to hold them as a reminder of the beauty of life. When synchronicities happen, it usually means we're on the right path, and there's something happening in the universe that is aligning you, and most likely you're about to receive a tangible manifestation in your life. Before we get into how to start experiencing more synchronicities, though, I want to add that just because you see a synchronicity does not mean that everything is meant for you. It's up to you to determine your translation of synchronicities, and this, in my opinion, is the life work for each and every one of us as we evolve consciousness. And this is especially true in relationships, and I'll share a personal story here. If you've seen any of my older video content, you may have heard that I was in a previously challenging relationship with a man I was calling my twin flame. And the synchronicities around our meeting, the deep connection we shared, was what solidified this belief that this man was someone I wanted to have in my life. However, as the years passed, it became more and more apparent to me that both him and I had a lot more issues that needed to be dealt with. Unfortunately, I found myself in quite an abusive relationship, and the worst part of it was that I was allowing the synchronicities I was witnessing to keep me trapped. Instead of seeing that I needed to create healthy boundaries, I began to give excuses as to why I should stay and all sorts of things. Now, reflecting back on this relationship, I would say that the synchronicities were probably aligning because I still had a lot of learning to do. And I don't share this story with you to scare you away from synchronicities or to cause any doubt. And instead, it's to encourage you to be curious and see whether there is a deeper reason behind any synchronicity that you might experience on your journey. It's up to you to come from a place of question, so you can see what you need to see and do what you need to do. And you can do this simply by asking yourself this question: what is the synchronicity really wanting me to know? And see what arises inside. Blessed be the gods, I was able to find a sense of empowerment and heal some major codependency wounds. And now I find myself in a much more loving relationship, still full of magical synchronicities. So you desire to bring more magic in your life? Then embracing synchronicities is a great start. But you may be asking, how exactly does one allow these synchronicities in the first place? So here are some simple ways you can begin. First off, recognize the patterns in life. We often brush off synchronicities as coincidences. When we minimize these magical patterns showing up, we're basically telling the universe, who cares? And so the universe will see you're not amazed, and why would it give you any more magic? Recognize the patterns, no matter how small they are, no matter how big, and give gratitude for having been aware to see them. And you'll begin to see how the universe manifests more amazingness in your life. Second is to mind your mind. Mindfulness and meditation are great tools to begin to expand your consciousness and gain the ability to be the observer of your life. And meditation helps by regulating the nervous system, decreasing stress levels, and helping gain a perspective, allowing you to respond to life's events instead of reacting to them. There are so many different types of meditation, but I will share with you one simple technique, and that's to simply count your breath. You can inhale for the count of 5 seconds, hold for a moment, and then exhale for 5 seconds, and repeat this inhale-exhale cycle for about 2 to 5 minutes, and see how your body and mind respond. Third is to explore magical practices. A joy of the magic practitioner is to explore the interconnectedness of life. And by taking part in magical practices in the form of ritual, ceremony, so on, means you're opening your consciousness to align with the energetic rays of the universe. Rituals such as the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, or simply setting your intention every new and full moon, can help you to reset energy, and it also shows the universe that you have this level of faith in the macrocosm around you. And of course, last but not least, one that I enjoy immensely is sharing synchronistic stories. It's easy to forget the power of sharing story with one another, and by sharing experiences of synchronicities through storytelling, you're not only telling the universe that you notice the magic, you're also sharing that magic with those around you. This can be so inspiring, and it doesn't mean you have to brag about it and what you're experiencing, but rather it's allowing yourself to aid in spreading positive hope. Know that synchronicities can be a beautiful part of life, and the excitement you experience as they manifest before you can add a lot of value to your life and to others. If at any time you feel overwhelmed and want to take a break from what the universe is creating for you, simply step back, take a few deep breaths, and ask the universe to slow down so you can catch up to what it's showing you. Synchronicities are a way of life, and they are meant to be fun. So enjoy each moment and trust you're making the best decisions you can based on what you know at any given point in your life. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button, as it helps get our content out to more people. And if you have a magical story about synchronicities you'd like to share, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And until next time, folks, I will see you in another video.